Exclamation. Yuan underscore underscore has resubscribed to the BOBSTREAM and has been a subscriber for 34 months. 34 months. Way out. Feels like we were celebrating another one just yesterday.
Hi, Yuan. Thank you for the resub. Time keeps on slipping, and I need to start Winamp. I need to start it at a good place. Maybe in a cyber club? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing alright. I'm holding on. Why is the camera quality so shit? Or there's like a lot of artifacting in it for some reason. Whatever. Apparently I need to update a plugin or something. I am doing, you know. Yeah, how did you resubscribe twice in 2 days? That's interesting. No complaints here, of course. Droid Cam OBS is what it is called. Droid Cam OBS. Hold on, let me check, actually, if I have it in the right thing. So I had to mess with it again. Yeah, it's H264. Maybe if I drop it down to 720. Let's look at the desk version too. Also drop down to 720. Since the stream is not a 1080 anyway. I have no updates. The only update is it's been a week since the thing happened, so today was a little somber, but also beautiful and sunny. We've been going out for walks in this beautiful weather every day. It's held us together. Right, so the point today, in these next 2 to 3 hours, is I've got this incredibly heavy Zayman bag, full of magazines, and we're gonna try to put a dent in it today. Last time I got through all the books and manuals, but I went through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 magazines in total. I think there's more than 9 on here. We're gonna try our best. I kind of noticed, since they're all from like the same era, they're all from 85 to 88, and some of them are sequential, that there's a lot of overlap. You know, there's a lot of the same ads you keep seeing and stuff. So I'm presuming some of them we can go through rather quickly because it's the same stuff. One was a duplicate. A Juge. So we'll start with page 6, Atari Users Magazine. How about that? How about that? Hey, Disty. Including Stage for SD users. Stage! Discs and all you need to know about them. Cartridges and how to make them. You can't make your own cartridges. It's a lie. Trust me, I've tried. What you need to do is order like a... You need to order... I've done this for the Game Boy. You need to buy a certain cheap reproductions of Pokemon games on AliExpress for like $10. And if the PCB is right, they're reflashable. And they need to get a device that can reflash ROMs onto a PCB. And that's how you make your own cartridges. And you need to print out the stickers too. So this is page 6. Atari Users Magazine. Page 6. Atari Users Magazine. Issue 24. I can just do number. I'm gonna need to harmonize this in my thing, whatever it ends up being. Actually, I can drop a little more light on here. November, December, but no date. There's no year. Where's the year? 1986. Excuse me. Some of these magazines are going to be dusty because they're old. 1988. For £1. Anyway, here's a beautiful ad for Time Bandit. Man's holding a snake. He's got big Mega Man boots. One day, all programs will be this good. Alright. Alright. Sure. Sure, buddy. Sure. How to type in the listings and get them right. Hey, do they have apostrophe here? 7. Really? Has it been on the 7 key this whole time? Hold on. No, look. The 7 is a slash. A forward slash. But everything else is the same? Exclamation mark. Quote mark. Dollar sign. Percentage sign. Ampersand. It's a slash. Presumably there's some other, maybe control or something. That's something we'll have to figure out once I write a novel on my, on one of my Ataris. New Epic's joystick. Rally Speedway! Atari Software Bargain of the Year. Rally Speedway ROM cartridge, RRP $35.95. Tynesoft price $9.95, including postage and packing. Fits any Atari computer. Pro tip: don't just put your black text on your background like this. There's that Millennium Falcon again. Here's some code. There's more code. Oh, Red Rat! Red Rat has become the new mascot of the show. Red Rat, domain of the undead. Atari 48K. Arcade action with scrolling screams. How did the scream scroll? I don't know. Stage. Yeah, so this is 86, so the ST is pretty new. Did I just rip something? No, I didn't. I was hoping to see more pictures. Atari STs look really nice. This is an ad for an ad. You were 1? I was 0. Mirrorsoft is a good name for a company, though. Cartridges! What are cartridges? It's kind of weird to try to explain what are cartridges for the ST when you imagine the 8-bit Atari people already know what cartridges are. I would like one day to have both a... Oh, look! Juge, it's for you! It's the K resource! I would one day like to have both an ST and an Amiga. They seem like fun computers to play around with. They're just like at that cusp of like computers becoming more than just like things that exist on their own. That have stuff installed on them if you have hard disks or whatever. Happy Xmas Adventures, people. Love, Robico. Thank you. What an ad! Rick Hansen for the Atari XLXE with disk drive. It's brilliant. Buy it. The kerning here is also terrible. It's BRILLIANT. Munchie Madness. What more do I need to say? Who? So Munchie Madness is this, I guess, our best game yet. Who? How bored were people in the 80s that they would type in all this code? Look, this isn't even like readable code. This is not readable code. A robot couldn't do this. Just, I have a bunch of, are they in here? Yeah. I have a shitload of these discs. A bunch of demo discs that I assume came with some of these magazines, but these are all for either the ST or the Amiga, sometimes both. See, look. Dual format. ST and A. So what I'm curious about is if this lovely man gave me all these Amiga discs, does he have an Amiga lying around somewhere? I also have printer cartridges. They just scan it with their phones, yeah. They didn't have QR codes yet. It was the lead in the paint and the smog in the air. Now it's the lead in the vapes. And the smog in the air. Atari ST power without the price. Do I have tissues here? No, hold on. I'll be right back. Oh, no, I do. Hold on. I got a leaky nose now. On account of the sneezes. Mute. And I'm back. Going online! Bulletin boards. Oh, you're gonna find so much porn. The Midlands Atari Center! Broad Street in Birmingham. A friendly welcome assured. Expert advice always available. You've read the best. Now try the best. Let's zoom in on these pictures a little bit. That's a beautiful storefront. Very confidently Atari. In the land of the spectrums and the acorns, to be so unabashedly Atari. There's your nerds. I trust them with my Atari questions. And that looks kind of cool to all their software. And another color space ad. Apparently this costs 65 something. This magazine, even though it says £1. Okay, so this was page 6. This is a magazine in English. And it's page 6. That's 1. Compute! Compute, damn you! The leading magazine of home, educational, and recreational computing. July 1986, issue 74, volume 8, number 7. Jeez, these guys have been going for a while. But this is just Atari ST? No, there's more Atari there. I'm wondering if some of these... Yeah, oh look. IBM PC Junior, Apple... We're getting a little bit more generic here. How people with common interests find an interesting common ground. Yeah. Yeah, that guy's having a great time. CompuServe. This is American. Computes Atari ST disc and magazine. Design and print your very own newspaper. Advertising sales. Yeah, baby. Gotta look for Jonathan Just in New England. Before you buy insurance, examine the evidence. Examine the evidence. Please, look into my eyes. Do you not see the evidence? That guy gets no respect. Game Maker? You know they had Game Maker in the 80s. Unrelated. Gary Kitchen's Game Maker, the computer game design kit. That's cool. You can make sprites, you can make music. Activision. Amiga. Subscription thingy. Getting down to basics. Compute book for kids. They're selling color monitors. You can't get... I can't get an 80-column RGB monitor now for $139. I can tell you that. C128 and Atari ST required reading. Now, I'm no expert, but I'm pretty sure the Commodore 128 is just a souped-up 64 that wasn't nearly as successful. So, I don't know why they'd be comparing the Commodore 128 and the Atari ST. C and the 68,000. See, this is real programming. The top 5 free programs for your computer. Here we go. Oh, this is the hilarious thing, right? They had so many different computers. The top 5 for the Commodore, the top 5 for the Atari, the top 5 for the ST, the top 5 for the Apple ST, and the Amiga, and the IBM PC. Wonder whatever happened to that one. And the Apple Macintosh, and the TI-99. I'm not gonna read all of them. Nice to see these logos. I always like this Apple logo. This Apple font. That felt very 80s to me, in a good way. In the same way that the Atari logo is very 80s. Now you could see it in a Blade Runner type world. See, that's the problem. This magazine, because it it covers all these platforms, now has to have the code for every single platform. Here's the loader for the 64. Here's the program for the Ataris. Here's the program for the Apple II. Here's for the Amiga. Can you imagine you get diminishing returns at some point? Screen Handler 64, that's my favorite Nintendo game. The IBM Keyboard Customizer. This tutorial for the IBM PC Junior explains how to customize your computer's keyboard within simple DOS 2.0 or higher commands. Besides reassigning key definitions to your own personal taste, reassigning, you can create keyboard macros, define as many as 40 function keys, and choose new screen modes and color combinations. Atari Dvorak layout. A sketchpad with pull-down menus for PC and PC Junior. They were learning, they were beginning to understand. Mandelbrot graphics for Commodore. The $5 talking disc. Over 100 words. What the hell? Excuse me. This is 1986. Electronic bulletin boards. A retrospective. Oh. No, but like... How old are BBSs? Well, the first BBS was born of necessity in 1978. Yeah, okay. That's old enough to be a retrospective, I guess. War Games is what? 82, I think, right? It still feels like, you know, it's so funny because now looking back, 50 years later, whatever, I see computing in the 80s as in like, you have the 8 bits until like 86, 87. The 16 and 32-bit computers come out. And then it slows down until like Windows 95. And then computers really kind of develop into like these incredible things, right? Like the 8-bit computers are still kind of toys slash basic productivity things. The Amiga, Macintosh, and Atari ST are like, okay, you can actually use these for like professional media production and more complex word processing and those kinds of things. They're actually becoming quite developed utility devices. But because of that, to me, it looks like development was very slow. Every 8-bit computer is basically the same, right? A ZX Spectrum with its shitty little keyboard is essentially the same as this, except this is bigger, has a nicer keyboard, is a little faster, whatever. But like, to them, this was like 1,000 times faster. To me, this is twice as fast. So for them to say a retrospective for something that happened 6 years earlier, I'm like, 6 years earlier, you had the same shit. It's kind of like with phones now, right? Phones now, they're faster technically than phones from 6 years ago. You don't really notice or care. Oh, baby. The portable 64. I know it's like a bitch to maintain. Are these games? No, that's a spreadsheet. I'm supposed to read this? I don't want to read. This is all software. Scheduling and timekeeping. Alright. This is compute! Exclamation mark. Yep, the exclamation mark is part of it. Compute. July 1986. 74. Vol 8. Number 7. This is piracy. This is copied from page 6. This is how you did piracy back in the 80s. I don't know what to do with this. This has to go somewhere else. We're back to analog computing. Unfortunately, the cover is loose. Compute was a magazine in English. And it's Compute. Analog computing. Our 6th anniversary issue! Oh, wonderful. 1987. It may be small, but it has a lot of friends. Printers. Oh. I was like thinking, what the hell kind of fishman is this? But this is Klingon. This is that's Christopher Lloyd, I believe, as the bad guy in Star Trek 5? I don't know. Fly to Florida! Scenery disc number 7. Eight-bit news! Chipmunk backup software. Bring in the new year with Atari from Computability. I'm waiting to I'm hoping there's some like, hey, none of your business. I have not encountered stuck together pages. In fact, quite the opposite, unfortunately. A history of analog computing. That's cool. That's a history of the magazine itself. I'm hoping if we can get some... If some of these mags are from 1989, we can get some Atari Lynx stuff. Deluxe dust covers! Protect your investment, please. Now, I wonder... How many pages is this? 1, 2, 3, 3.5 pages. Has anyone ever actually put all of this code into their Atari to get what I assume is a basic Snake game? Like, it's one thing when it's basic. I feel like when you're, and I don't have experience of this because I was too little, but I feel like if you're copying over basic, you can kind of, the fun of it is also seeing what is happening, what the code looks like, and you're learning something, and you're building it. You know, you can see what you're building. Also, did I test this? Yeah, it works. But with just machine code, how big would the magazine be if it had GTA 6 in it? I can imagine a hell where you have to do that. You have to like enter a like encrypted or you know, numbered, completely unreadable version of a big modern day game into an old computer flawlessly and then hit enter. I imagine GTA 6 at this size, printed at this size, in its normal code, right? In just whatever C or C++ it is written in the Rage engine, not including the engine stuff itself. I mean, yeah, as big as a building sounds about right. None of your business. I have these. I have a ton of these. These all came with magazines too. This is all part of a for the uninitiated. This is all part of basically an inheritance I received of 2 Atari 8-bit machines plus a whole bunch of accessories and software. Blimey! It's a bit flash! These are BRAC, so whatever that is. I have dozens of them. And one day I'd like to have something to read them with. We'll see what happens. A very cool inheritance, indeed. Very happy to have it. Oops. It comes with printer cartridges as well. But also a giant stack of these magazines, which I'm now sorting and cataloging in a spreadsheet. Super 3D Plotter 2, Beyond Belief. See, this is at least basic, so you can see and understand what you're building. Imagine if the machine code ones have a spelling error in them. What the fuck would you do then? Yeah, that happened. But with a basic program, you could maybe debug it, you know. With the machine code programs, forget about it. Well, like, here, if there was a mistake in this... Oh, there's the word data, at least. Ah, the vertical blank interrupt. There's lots of fun stuff that computers and game consoles have done in between the frames. A little bit of time while the CRT is working. Data plan! Boot camp. I need an illustration of boots, please. I've seen this ad before, too. Stop! We have the software you've been looking for. DataTrieve, Text Pro, Paint Pro, Fourth MT, powerful multitasking fourth for the ST. What? What's a fourth? A complete 32-bit implementation based on Fourth 83 standard. What the hell is fourth? I've never heard of fourth. I've watched a lot of retro computing YouTube. I have never heard of fourth. Strip poker. Well, up till now, I thought I'd seen just about everything. I mean, shooting flying saucers against a phosphor star backdrop, devouring little multicolored ghosts with a flap-flap trapping yellow mouth. Somehow I can accept these as normal, but now, well, they've just gone too far. Strip poker needs practically no explanation. Okay. Deal. Did you like it? Wait. It's still a nice little program to be able to bring out at a party. The whole game is rather lighthearted. The display reads, "Click when done. Click when done looking after you've managed to deprive the girls of their last shred of clothing." SD color tuner. Fourth is a programming language. Okay. Not a very famous one. GCP versus CompuServe. Which one is better? Because this is an ad for GCP, but CompuServe looks stronger in this. Well. Okay, so this is analog computing. Analog computing. Issue number 51, Feb 1987. It is a magazine in English. It belongs to analog computing. I'm gonna have to clean this spreadsheet up. It's not great. Oh, and the cover is loose. Cover is loose. Front and back. I would now like some normal music, please, Winamp. That's perfect. This is Atari Oh, this is 2 copies, 2 issues. This is Atari Explorer, a new magazine, also in English. Dollars, so, American. The new Atari delivers its promise. The powerful, affordable 130XE. So this is an ad, but this is not, yet they use the same graphics. Modem. Oh, baby, check out these XE style printers. Lovely design. Atari computer cartridges, a retrospective. Donkey Kong, I have that one. Pac-Man too. And Star Raiders also. No idea how to play it. Check this out. This motorcycle is also a keyboard. That's the predecessor to the GameCube controller keyboard. Atari loves kids! And shows it. One day, Disty, one day. Maybe through an inheritance, I'll have the GameCube controller keyboard. Modify it to use Bluetooth. Sticky Bear. Ugh. Demons, turtles, and things that go bump in the night. Come on, cut it out. Can $79.95 buy me an Atari 1030 modem and software package? Stranger things have happened. I also want the Dreamcast keyboard, but those are a little easier to find, I think. Oh, the centerfold is loose. So noted. Centerfold. The Dreamcast controller? You'd have to have an adapter, I assume. The Dreamcast keyboard. I mean, they're all rubber dome. Rubber dome can be okay, but they're also old. You need to marry your way into families with elderly family members with large game collections to maximize your inheritance chances. That is half of what happened. The story is, this was an old family friend. He's still alive. He just gave them to me. This is an old family friend. When I visited him again when I was a teenager, he showed me his Ataris. This was like 2003 or something. And I called it old shit. I had just gotten a GameCube. I was an insufferable teenager. I called it old shit. As I grew older and kind of built an appreciation for retro stuff, I came to regret that moment. And I had always thought, oh, I want to reconnect with that lovely man. And maybe, you know, he'll show me that stuff again and I can say it's good. And maybe his kids, I don't think he has kids who aren't interested in any of that. That's essentially what happened. Basically, I visited him and he's like, he remembered. He remembered that moment. He said, yeah, remember when you called it old shit or old crap? I said, yes. I wanted to apologize for that. That was very embarrassing. I've come to appreciate blah, blah, blah. He's like, no problem. I always thought it was cool how you just said what was on your mind. Do you want it? It's yours. Next time I came by, it was all packed up and ready to go. The Atari Proofreader. Atari Explorer. Atari Explorer. Magazine. English. Atari Explorer. Oh wait, what issue? Does it have a number? It doesn't even have a spine. Not just April, May. Can you take this old shit off my hands? Yeah, basically he was downsizing, right? He has more. But yeah, I went back on the train with 2 Ataris and a bunch of games and a bunch of cables, and then I had to come back later with a car. for even more stuff. And he has more. He has like a 386 or a 486 that he has nothing to do with. Atari Explorer. Will piracy kill Atari? This is a beautiful, beautiful cover. They put like plastic or something in this monitor casing. And then ran a little plastic sword through it and a light. Avoiding computer widowhood. See, that's what we're talking about. SD video digitizer. Hey, baby. The official Atari journal. Alright. I love this shit. Sorry, I love this shit. Look at the font they put on this. This gothic pixel font. You know that these were made in a garage somewhere. In Santa Ana, California. The System HD Plus. It has a hard drive and a floppy disk in it. A floppy drive in it. Okay, I still want one of these. One of these little Atari credit card calculators. Run IBM programs on your Atari ST. But is piracy killing Atari? What is this? Oh, sorry. Hold on. I need to get this angle. Wait. Bill Sniff at 300 baud. Bill Sniff at 1200 baud. Oh my god. 1200 baud Bill Sniff is jacking into the Matrix. Replace write protect tabs. Desktop video is here, baby! In 1988. What's the biggest movie of 1988? Biggest movie, 1988. Three Men and a Baby? No. Crocodile Dundee 2. Followed by Coming to America. The brother of adventure game pioneer Scott Adams manufactured something called a Happy Drive, which was a floppy drive specifically designed to defeat copy protection and allow piracy. That's the shit. Now imagine watching Crocodile Dundee 2 on your Atari ST. That would be the shit. Sound chips. 8-bit power without the price. If you're buying, so here's the thing. This is what it kind of goes back to what I was talking about the rate of progress in the 80s. If you get the Atari 130XE, that's an 8-bit computer, right? That's the top of the line, at least in terms of like amount of memory, because it has 128K or whatever. It's an 8-bit computer, top of the line, whatever you pay for it, I don't know, $100. Here, 130XE, $150. Right? But that line, the Atari 8-bit line, dates to what, 1978 or 77 with the Atari 400 and 800. It's basically the same thing. It runs the same software. So that's 10 years old at that point. But, you know, it has Donkey Kong on it. Sesame Street games? Oh, cool. Graphics gallery. See, this is the thing. Then you're upgrading to the ST or the Amiga. All of a sudden, even, you get graphics, baby. As power without the price leads to programs without the price, the health of the entire Atari market is threatened. It's not piracy that killed Atari. The hacker ethic! A gallery of software pirates! Look at this Metal Gear Solid 2 shit. There's no names. Reasons for piracy. So much software is junk that I can't see paying for it if I don't have to. On my earnings, I can barely support my wife and kids, much less computer. Everybody does it. I don't use the packages, I just collect them. It's too much trouble to go through our purchasing department. I use the program for the good of my students. It saves the church money that can be better spent on the Lord's work. My daughter can't afford to buy programs for the computer we gave the kids last year. All of these are good reasons. Don't know what they're complaining about. Of course, they have then an article warning about piracy, but I bet in a lot of these ads, there's all kinds of hardware they're selling. I bought a computer primarily for what I consider a negative reason. True confessions of a man who bought an Atari to process words. Poor man. Decision in the Desert. I have the box for this on tape, but it's the wrong tape in there. I don't have the actual tape. Leisure Suit Larry, baby! Gamers who enjoy the risque side of life will have a ball with Sierra Online's latest animated adventure, Leisure Suit Larry in the Land of the Lounge Lizards. Be warned, however, that it is an adults-only contest due to its subject matter and graphic, and I do mean graphic, portrayal of life in Lost Wages, the town where Larry attempts to, lose his innocence. Barbarian?
Don't break formation! Out of formation! Out of formation! Out of formation! Pretty good!
Pluto's Golden Path. Ninja Mission. See, these are like fun game reviews. There's actual like scores and a screenshot. Introducing technology so advanced, it's affordable. Pastimes in Tone Town. Nord and Bert couldn't make head or tail of it. Okay, they're now showing you how computers can be used to counterfeit money. I might have to keep this one. Little bit of basic still, or is this basic? 3D stereoscopic computing, baby. Enter the next dimension in computer graphics. They don't look super comfortable, I must say. Airball and Cashman. Atari Explorer. Does this have anything loose? No. Atari Explorer. Jan Feb. 1988 magazine. English. Alright, we're making some decent progress. I got some more piracy. These are all copied. Manual for the printer or the plotter. This might actually be useful for me. But I do want to get that working at some point. Where does this go? Atari magazine. This is in Dutch. It's a little anemic. What year is this? Oh, it has the 130 XE in, so it has to be like 85? It doesn't say. It doesn't have a date. Oh, that's too bad. There's the plotter. Not much in here. You're anemic too. There's nothing wrong with being anemic. It's just a statement of it's just an observation. Atari magazine. Year number 1. It's a magazine. It's in Dutch. Atari magazine. Some pencil writing. Back. A bunch of these. But then this one says month. This one has both. How the hell am I supposed? And this one has month, but not the year. Why does it say test? Okay, so this is from the same. We had one of these before, yeah. It's from the same organization that did those zines. So this is like their next step up. That's right, Disty. It's the XE. It's Bruce Lee on the XE. It's the Kanga. That's funny. This is an ad for one of the other magazines. The Ape Face. Some kind of interface. Still really confused about information about how do I Oh, that's funny, Disty. This is exactly what you were talking about. It's in Dutch. Oh my god. Can't. There we go. It's a correction of the code. Atari magazine. Juli Augustus. Magazine. Remember when publications issued corrections? Atari magazine. Wait, this is a year. This is 85. So the ST is also out. I don't have much to say about these. Atari magazine. Jaar 1 nummer 3 Sept.
That's what I saw him. But still, something was missing. This was real, I knew. My mind was truly real.
This one's extra thin. I think in 1986 they were... No, but then this one is a little thicker again.
He was real, I thought.
It's funny though, they have the same...
He could make me.
Wait, these are the same. Why is this one thicker? What is this? This is like a little sub-magazine. Hey, Jazz! How are you doing? This is like a little promotional thing. Hey, we have this book! The composer distracted the soundtrack to Sonic Superstars. Sounds about right. Would have to be a Sega employee, right? Is it Tommy Tallarico? It's funny how I could tell something was wrong because this had this in it. But where do I place this?
That's what I saw him. But still, something was missing. This was
It's
real.
Fumio Ito. Okay.
My mind was truly real.
I watched the entire Itch Bomber Guy video, both on Tommy Tallarico and the plagiarism ones, because I got nothing. You've been laughing at a video I watched showing the performance issues they found with a new DK game that just came out. That's cool. I've heard good reviews. Atari home computer tips. It's an other. It's in Dutch. Then we have 2 copies of Atari Magazine, Jan-Feb 1986. Atari Magazine. Year 2. Just for an FYI, this is what I'm doing.
Exclamation. Fluff Weasel has resubscribed to the BOBSTREAM and has been a subscriber for 29 months.
Hi, Fluff! That's true! How did you know? I'm filling in this spreadsheet, or this database, whatever. Just with name, year and stuff, what type of thing it is, language, any notes. I'm probably gonna take... This is the books, too, and their condition. But I'm probably gonna... make a separate one just for the magazine so I can bundle them together. How are you doing, Fluff? I hope you are well. Atari Magazine. Jaar 2. Nummer 1. Jan Feb 1986. Alright, let's have a look through it. There's a skull. To do with the Amiga. Uh-oh. Uh-oh! We got some, computer wars. Amigas are bad. They're the enemy. Commodore's the enemy, even though the guy who owned Commodore now owns Atari. Yeah. Yeah, these magazines are particularly exciting. The Atari 260 ST? I don't know, that might be a little too slow for me. Oh. It is a magazine. It is Dutch. It is from Atari Magazine and 2 copies. Do I have duplicates again? No. This is a lazy cover. This is a very lazy cover. It just says Atari, not even in any artistic way. And it's something they do for their covers anyway. There's the boss! There he is, the man himself. Papa Jack. Number 2, number 4. No, this one is older. This is confusing. They should use the colors for like a year or whatever. I have this book too. That's funny to see these books in these magazines. You have to assume the family friend maybe saw them in these magazines and then bought the books because they were recommended or advertised. I still think the Atari XL, the Atari 800 XL, and the 600 too, are very beautiful computers. Among the non-MSX 8-bit computers, they're in the top. I think the XE ones don't really count because they just took the ST design, which is good, but it looks better on the ST than it does on the XEs. Atari Magazine, jaar 1, nummer 4, Novdes, Novdek, 1985. It's a magazine, it's Dutch, it's Atari Magazine. Just so you know, so far today, in this last hour, we've made it through this amount. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-ish. And all of this is what's left. I think this is going to be like, hey, Red.
Assurance. Today is the day.
That's true. That's true, you know it. I think this is going to take more than a couple of streams. So whenever I'm bored and I want to look through some Atari magazines... anyway, the boss, Mr. Jack Tramiel himself... This is a cute ad with just... Oh, wait, hold on. Desk cam. With those little trucks. Just read that the 260 ST was only released in Northern Europe. I've never heard of it, so it makes sense. It's kind of like the... You have a couple of other Ataris that are like region-locked in specific situations. I think there's like an 8-something XE in the German market. I've been working on the script for the next video. Very, very, very early stages. Like, laying out, writing a few test paragraphs. It's gonna be weird to, like, be speaking a lot of Dutch in between the English. I notice when I do that in real life, it's hard to switch registers sometimes. Wait, I need to write this one down. Names and places. Atari Magazine, jaar 2, nummer 2. Maart, april. 1986. Magazine Dutch. Atari Magazine. Alright, next up, it is Atari Info. Another Dutch one. Wait, what year is this? 85. This is also the first issue. That's gotta be worth some money. Or like €1 or two. Educational software logo and its fucking turtle. Excuse me. They're learning about the C language. Here it is. Here is C. Here is C standing on the corpses of Basic and Pascal. If you're a coder, you know. BC's Quest for Tires. Mr. Cool. Sorry. I have to show Mr. Cool. That's Mr. Cool. He's not looking so cool. Brought to you by... Ah, go soft. There's a comic. This magazine was doing so well, there's a comic. Data Becker. Apparently the Germans in the audience are familiar with Data Becker. BC was a horrible comic strip. Is this based on that? Thor and Cute Chick? Yep. Based on the comic strip by Johnny Hart. I think I recognize it. Jack Tramiel. Wait, the other one that had, like, the picture of him on the front with the boss. I didn't even see an article about him. The Commodore 64, how dare they? Don't they know? Bounty Bob Strikes Back. No relation. No relation, by the way. Not familiar. So, okay. So it says starring Bounty Bob. Does anyone else see what I see? Does anyone else see what I see? Did they sneak in a dick on that little map? Oh wait, I have to put it in the list.
That ain't right.
That's true. Atari Info. Bounty Bob, star of minor 2049er game. Really? Minor 2049er. Yeah, you're right. The Mountie Bounty Bob. It's so weird to like do a sequel to your game and not give it the same name. Atari Info. Ja. 1. Nummer 1. Herfst. 1985. Magazine. In Dutch. Info. Now we're back to Atari Magazine, which has gotten an upgrade. It's now in color. RAM disk for cassette. Computer! I love this. Computer! Wait. A mouse for the XL? Not even any software that can really use it. Oh, I have the light pen and there's barely any software that can use that. Dun, 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 dun. There's not much for me to read about here. Fucking turtle. Gary Kasparov has an Atari ST. Atari Magazine. Jagd MSS. December 1986. Dutch. Kasparov is a shitter. Look, I'm not gonna say that I haven't done a shit in my day. It's hard to avoid sometimes. Oh, this is Atari info. That turtle comes back! Sorry, I have a bad history with the turtle because of logo, having to do logo in school. Flight simulator. F-15 Strike Eagle Space Shuttle. Hotware software. Atari Writer. Atari Writer for 160 guilders? I have it on a cartridge. It's not worth that anymore. I have this book too. Atari Peaks and Pokes. I told you. Atari Peaks and Pokes. I don't know what this is. These stains. Someone peeked and poked a little too hard. There it is again. More comic books. Ah, the centerfold is kaput. That's the way you do it. You play the guitar on the MTV. Was that made with an Atari ST? They're explaining here how the undo. I don't think they did 3D rendering on an Atari ST. How does that translate peeks and pokes? Like tips and tricks? No. Peeks and pokes were commands in BASIC, I guess, or whatever you would type in to the computer. Ataris, but Commodores had this too, and Spectrums and stuff. A peek. You do a peek, and you type peek, and then a memory address, and it gives you what's in that memory address. and the poke is you put something into a memory address. And that was one way that you could like change certain parameters in the onboard ROM, like the color of the text or whatever, by manipulating the memory directly. So that's just a list of stuff. I do remember that drawing software using an image based on the video to promote its graphic capabilities. So it just has a rendering of the image. It lies. This has a loose centerfold. Atari info. Atari info. Yak 2. No, number 1. 1986. Magazine. Dutch. Atari info. Loose centerfold. Alright. Is this Deus Ex music? Hell yeah, it is. Of course. You wanna hear some real shit? Hold on. You wanna hear some real shit? Atari Magazine, now 100 pages. But check this out. Ah! Sorry. Sorry. There we go. Check this shit out. CD-ROM, bitches. They've upgraded again in year 4. And this is what? This is 1988, so we're getting close to the 90s. CAD stuff. We're CADing it up, baby. Laser printers. We're heading to the new millennium. Barcodes? Barcodes using the Atari ST to put on their badges? Dungeon Master? Jinkster! I'm not saying a word. Anyone can take a screenshot of this and just put it on Blue Sky and tag me, you know. I'm just saying. Poking International. Using ST as your computer until the mid-90s. They seem like pretty capable machines. SAG BBS. Murphy's Law. Modems. It's been fascinating to see. So this magazine is published by Stichting Atari Gebruikers, which is Atari User Foundation or whatever, some group of nerds, right? They went from a zine to like a kind of shitty magazine to a consistently improving magazine. Cool to see that. There's a lot of text. There's a lot of text. Do I speak Dutch? I have to sometimes. Bijvoorbeeld, om de Atari PC 1 set te bestellen. De Atari PC 1 met 512k RAM, 256k videoram, 1 5,25 inch disk drive, een high-res mono monitor met het gehele Gem pakket, Write Paint en desktop en uiteraard MS-DOS 3.2 en GW Basic 3.2. Daarbij een Star LC10 printer helemaal compleet met kabels en al. Your sister got her Dutch passport. Nice. I'm located there. None of your business. I live here. I was born here. I haven't always lived here, but I do live there now. And have for almost exactly 20 years. Atari Magazine. Ja, hier. Nummer 2. 1980. When is it, Fluff? When is it your turn? When are you moving in next door? See, now we're... No, this is third year, so it's still ahead. Wondering if there's a decline, too. Magazine. Dutch. Atari Magazine. Jaar 3. You've only been there for a week in Amsterdam. You would enjoy my next video. Because it may or may not involve a game set entirely in Amsterdam. I'm actually gonna have to take a trip. Gonna have to take a train there and film some footage to compare how the game depicts the city and real life. 5 oktober 87. Depends how quickly the government here excludes transfers from public life. Well, in that case, I hope you never have to come here again. Other than to visit me, of course. The computer's back panel! What is this? The Mega ST. Oh, okay. It's a review of the Mega ST, and that's a little graphic. The Blitter! Zoom racks. They've got, like, electronics schematics in here now. They're going high level. Oh, little folder. I have this one, too. And this one. And this one. Now I feel bad that I don't have the whole collection. I have that one, too. The Golden Eagle video for Twilight Zone, so you basically have a full understanding of Dutch culture. Yep, that's all it takes. That's the test for citizenship. You can sing that song in its entirety. All right, nothing super interesting in this one. Oh. Year 5, Atari Magazine is at its height. It's huge. Sagdag. Sagdag. Sorry. SAG stands for Stichting Atari Gebruikers. And DAG is dag, which just means day. So it's it's Sockduck. That sounds even worse. It's Sockduck. They're just having a convention, their little organization. Sockduck? I wouldn't advise it. This is a free entry. 16th of September. Look, it doesn't say a year. I have to go all the way to Den Bosch, which is a little far for me. But it says 16th September, so if I show up, it doesn't say a year, and it says it's free entry for 2 people. When you visit Amsterdam, consider visiting the Poesenboot if you haven't been and aren't allergic to cats. That sounds like a boat with cats on it. Oh no, never mind, there's a date. It's 1989. I wasn't even 3 years old. Have I ever been to the Brabant Holland? I've been there once. Oh, there's even a SAC BBS. This is basically a small little computer club that grew big enough to make this quite detailed and apparently successful magazine. Okay, now they're giving us PCBs also. Forgotten Worlds Grand Monster Slam. Ah, shit. Okay, here we go. Check out that little guy. Some of this is fluff. Some of this is fluff, not of the Weasel variety. This is just a list of stuff that they've covered, I think. Yeah, you didn't have, you know, Wikipedia or the Atari software database, if such a thing exists. I imagine it does. You didn't have archive.org. There's a lost world of computer game box art. There is. There's people who preserve them. There's a website, and I don't know it right now. I can't recall the name. That gives you like little 3D interactive versions of big box PC games. Maybe you could make a video talking to the people who made this magazine. I'm not that much of an expert. I think there's probably people on Dutch YouTube who are who were there back in the day, you know. They may all the people who made this magazine may have YouTube channels for all I know. I'm kind of an outsider who just inherited a bunch of stuff. And I do have an appreciation for retro computing, but I kind of wish I could put more time into it. I wish that for a lot of things. Now this is the kind of software I dig. Pizza. That's what I want. Are you kidding me? How are you supposed to read this shit? This is tiny. What's the average age of this magazine's demographic, you know? I am taking my glasses off because I don't need them here. Atari Magazine, jaar 5, nummer 4, September. 1989. Why is there nothing about the Atari Lynx in here? Huh? I know the computer stuff and the console stuff was no longer connected, but surely. We're back to Atari info. A programming magnifier gadget you could buy. You mean just a magnifying glass? Here's Bounty Bob. Here's Bounty Bob and his dick again. Enlarge it on the photocopier. Or you just scanned it with Google Lens. Lip dick. Game World! Never heard of this. I do still want to use the Ataris to make music or something at some point. Oh, gotta do centerfold again. Bits and Chips Computer Shop. That's a good name for a computer store. Tulip Computers is a company I never heard of before until a couple of weeks ago, when I learned that, at least until a couple of weeks ago, they were technically the owners of the Commodore brand, or what was left of it. Until some YouTuber bought it up. Sag dag, sag dag. You're my sex dag. Oops. I just said sex dag. That's something else. That also happens in Amsterdam. Haba Hippo C. Is this a Chuckle Brother? This is a Chuckle Brother, isn't it? Are they allowed to appear on their own? Look, it's legal. Atari info. Sadly, now they have to, yeah. Atari info. You'd think there'd always be, like, another Chuckle Brother hiding somewhere. Magazine. Dutch. Forgot the date. Jag 3, number 3, Sept Oct. 1986. Is it like the Three Stooges? Where there's more than 3 of them? I mean, there's no number, right? Did one of the Chuckle Brothers ever look like this? With, like, iridescent eyebrows? Wider than his teeth? What year is this? February 1989. I want at least one of these motherfuckers to have at least one image of the Atari Lynx. Although, when did the... I don't know when the Atari Lynx came out in Europe. That might have been way later. If, well, not if. It must have come out in Europe because I got one. Harpo, Chico, Zeppo, Flappy, Dopey, Stinky, Buckle Chuckle, the Guild of Thieves, Power Drome. Check it out, 3D graphics. Margaret Thatcher Chuckle. Teeth. 1990 in Europe, the Lynx came out. Hey, Gamer Penguins. Thank you. But surely there was, you know, reporting on it in 89. I would imagine. You been lurking? How have you been doing? Doing okay, I'm glad. Turbo Basic. Ah! Oh! The XE video game system. I still want one. There is there's one on Vinted for like, let me see, I have it on my wish list. I have it somewhere down here on my favorites. Where are you? Are you that low? My like liked list on Vinted is far too long. I definitely thought you were out on here, so. Such a striking, beautiful console. Here we go. Yeah. Atari XE. Look at it. Beautiful. With keyboard, with zapper, with paddle, with games and manuals. I just need someone to give me 305 euros and 20 cents. Well, this is the console. This is the one that was like a separate console. You could unhook the keyboard from it. And it's beautiful. I think it's one of the most. I think it's one of the most beautiful console designs of the 80s. This person has a lot of good shit that they're selling. And I want all of it. Look, it's an MSX. It's a red MSX. It's not one of the cool Sony ones, but it's pretty nice. Anyway. Enough dreaming. Back to dreaming. Here's the XE. But it is essentially just an XE in console form. Just like I think Commodore did the same thing with their CD system. That was essentially just an Amiga, right? Atari. It's not even called Atari Magazine anymore. It's just called Atari. No, it's technically called Atari Magazine. Jaar 5, number 1, Feb 1989. I think this is going to be a lot of Atari magazines and a lot of the Dutch ones. I don't know how much more English, if at all. Yeah, there's some English ones down here still. Some of them are a little torn up. Oh, this is cool. This is another zine. Look at this shit. This isn't printed, this is photocopied. Public domain software. Ah, see, look. It's 88, and they're already saying the ST is now coming before the XL and XE. Atari Magazine, jaar 4, nummer 5, Nov 1988. Hey there, Yuan. Thank you for hanging out and thank you for the resub. Do you know what you should do generally? Top 20 games of each generation you find interesting, historically valuable. Maybe. Problem is, that's a lot of work. The thing is, I could do a lot of cool stuff if I could do this full time. We could do a lot of cool stuff. It's a Star Wars. Because I like to be thorough. I like to be well researched. I like to shine a light on the not obvious. You know, you see people complain sometimes about people doing like a video that's like, oh, this obscure game that nobody played, and then it's like a million seller on the PlayStation. I don't want to make that mistake. You see that now with the way I do my videos now. I cannot. It is physically impossible for me to only talk about the game. I need to talk at least about the developer as well. And as much as I can, the context. And with that, I feel I could do better. I was ultra thorough with Rig and Roll, yeah. Because nobody else was, right? The idea I do is I make videos on games that other people haven't made videos on. Or at least haven't gone very deep into. And I try to make it as thorough as I possibly can. The Rig and Roll is still my longest video. That's 100 minutes. Or at least my longest deep dive video. Even you learn things from that video, and you've been walking this earth for 100 years. Not much in this one. It's a magazine. It's in Dutch. I'm gonna leave the series for now. It is. It's been almost 2 hours. Magazine. Yeah, actually. Number 2. It would be cool if I had a full set. National Atari Day on the 25th of April. Think people still celebrate that? Cream. No matter where you look, you're gonna find some cream. Yeah, so considering how much is left, I'll count. At the end of the stream, I'll take a count of how many magazines we were able to get through. But I could easily see myself doing this for 5 more streams. Not in a row, but just in between stuff. I have some games I still want to check out for the next video. Play those. I want to work on my own game still a little bit. There's some stuff there to think through. Jaar 3. Nummer 2. Is this the same? No, it's not the same. I had already written it down. Okay. Take it easy, buddy. Atari Magazine. Jaar 4. Nummer 4. Sept Oct. 1988. It's a mag. It's in Dutch. The Gem Professionals just landed. It's a very confident advertisement, this. That was a Celeste OST for a second? No. That's a little too mainstream. I should play Celeste. Quadrillion! I recognize this from a Ross's Game Dungeon. It's a terrible, extremely confusing game. His ability to get through, like, some of the most inscrutable stuff ever made is always impressive. 3D CAD. Cool. Cuddly Cactus International? No such thing as a cuddly cactus. Ask me how I know. I'm playing a little bit more Blasphemous. Enjoying it well enough. It's not a easy breezy casual game I can just get into and out of, you know. The Atari community is still going strong, of course. Of course. Atari Creep Sunday night livestream. The Atari Creep. Ugh. That's not a name I choose for myself. Like, that's a couple of steps too far removed from video game nerd. I know you have, like, the NES punk. This is like saying, like, I'm the Wonder Swan pervert. That might work, actually. The Wonder Swan pervert might work, but that's just because of the whimsy of the Wonder Swan. Is that on the PlayStation pervert? That would be something else. The Xbox pervert. Don't do private messaging with that person. G-print. Pothole Pete. Jeff Minter. Yeah, these are people selling their XLs. Swan pervert to the band name list. Wonder Swan pervert. Please. I saw some swans today. I saw some teenage swans today. Me and Mrs. Bob did our little stupid mental health walk to process our grief. And in one of the more quiet canals, The whole walk was beautiful. In one of the more quiet canals, there was a swan couple with 3 children. They were like halfway grown up. That's the right one, right? 4-4, yeah. I'll post a picture to Discord later. It's not a stupid walk, that's just what we call it because we have to do it, you know. It's that thing where you're like, if I'm just gonna sit home and be depressed, I could solve that or minimize it by forcing myself to go outside and actually getting some sun and some fresh air. Atari magazine. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Yep. Atari magazine. Jaar 4. Nummer 6. December 1988. Was 2 years old. Sag. Wake up! Wake up! Your dream. This looks like. Look, I'm not one to stereotype. But this does look like the kind of guy who dreams of printers. Right? Bow tie and all. A portable ST compatible. In one of these magazines, I read about a portable Atari XL or XE, and that's not something I had come across on any of my research videos. Wonder what that would look like. I mean, portable in the sense of the 80s, so luggable. Nothing perverted about those swans. I mean, the swans did have to have sex to make the babies, right? So they were at least swan perverts of their own. Also, why is there not this? I hate this. Why was there never a port of Elite to the Atari 8-bits? That's gaming racism. It's your boy. It's your boy. Ah, what's his name? It's your boy. Not this motherfucker. Fuck him. Something Glitchman. It's on the tip of my tongue. Max Headroom. There you go. Mostly known these days for the television intrusion moment where someone in a Max Headroom mask and a bare ass had a little bit of fun. Hacked the planet for a couple of minutes. Interrupted an episode of Doctor Who. If Max Headroom was a Metal Gear Solid character, he'd look very different. This is cute. Foutmeldingen is, I guess, error? Fout is error. Melding is notification. But then there's a little tab. They left a little tab here because he wanted to know these. He wanted to know what the error codes. Error code! That would be the right word. You want to know what the error codes were. He used these magazines. It's great. Hey, Fairy Slash. You can smell these. Yeah. It smells like 1988. Notably, the man I got these from was a big smoker. At least during this period. But these don't smell like nicotine. Nor is the hardware Is the hardware yellowed in any meaningful way? Dutch. Alright. Isn't it just cocaine? Maybe. It depends if you're in Miami. We finally reached the magnum opus. Hobbit! The hobby magazine. Still in Dutch. Hobbit. Nummer 1. Jan. 1982!
Nerd alert!
There it is. This is the oldest one yet. 1982. Oh, wait. Wait, look. It says Hobbit like that, right? But here, Hob dash bit. That's even nerdier. I don't know what they're doing here. This is electronic schematics, PCB diagrams, oscilloscopes. How to make PCBs. Just need to etch with acid a little bit. It's fine. Radio Shack. Choke alarm. Check out this old ass soldering station. Ungar! The Ungar-matic. Here's like a diagram for what kind of certification and diplomas you need to become an electrotechnician. Hey, Arya Lennon. Thank you for the follow. Amplifiers. That's a thing. It's a sinus. That's like the thing behind your nose. Probably trying to avoid a lawsuit. Spit keyboards are cool. Thank you. I built them myself. They have magnets. But they have magnets. Well, there used to be one here. Just imagine that there was one here also. So that I could make it like one. And I never use it like that. Because that's uncomfortable. Yeah, that's it. That's Hobbit. Back to Atari. We have a whole lot of Atari. Now the National Atari Day is 12th of March. Make up your mind. Jaar 4. Nummer 1. Maart 1988. Still got Poking International doing their important work. It's not called the SAGDAG this time, though. Fuck off, logo. See here? 20 megabyte Atari hard disks. 20 megabyte hard disk. You know how many MP3s you can put on that bad boy? Like 4. The Bard's Tale. What would you do with 2 megabytes? With 20 megabytes? My first hard disk for my first computer. An IBM Aptiva with an AMD K62 at like 400 megahertz or something, 64 megs of RAM, at a 4 gigabyte hard disk, one singular. And now I have 3 terabytes in my computer, and I'm running out, and I need another SSD. And I'm trying to, like, with that 3 terabytes, I'm trying to be very efficient, you know? Gronk. You could just fit about 3 tracks from MCR's Black Parade on 20 megabytes. I mean, you could drop the bit rate. Or you could do it in MIDI format. You have to be a little creative. On YouTube, there is, what's his name? What's his name? I watch all his videos. Not Frame Raider. Matt KC. Matt KC 4 years ago tried to put an entire game into a QR code. You have people too more in the retro computing communities who put like entire games on the boot sector of a floppy disk. Is this the right one? Yes. Alright, we have a little under an hour to go, so let's do our best, shall we? Look at this 80s color and patterning shit. That's extreme 80s. It's almost 90s. 1987. So yeah. Atari magazine. Jaar 3. Nummer 4. OG. 1987. Mini office. Alternate reality. Arkanoid, baby! Axe Hedium. I have MP3s that date back to 2001. And my first exposure to Arkanoid was a ripoff, I guess, called Dionacra. I don't know what to do with that information. Who remembers DX Ball? Oh shit, make your own light pen. That's super cool. Yep, that's done. Here too. Atari magazine. Ja, 2, nummer 5, Oct, 1986. Now here are the Atari days on the November 1st. There's like no consistency whatsoever. This book I have. That's the same book. This is Jeff Minter, right? Developer of many a game, including Tempest, holding in his mouth one of the older Atari magazines. That's cool. At some point he was in the Netherlands doing something. You know, we all know what he was doing in the Netherlands. The only thing people in Amsterdam do. Taking canal tours. Seeing windmills. Of course. I'm trying and starting to set up my Vita for running off an SD card. We got TXK downloaded. Does the Vita not need like this weird internal adapter? Or am I thinking of the... No, because I have just SD2 Vita, which is an SD card in the card slot. Yeah, because I have something like that for the SD2 Vita. Is that what I was thinking of? It's like internal? No, okay. Like, yeah, I have one of those for the PSP too. So I know you can have a more hard thing. But Fluff, I have also never gotten high in the Netherlands. Or drunk. Jaar 2. Number 4. Og. 1986. Got that beautiful chrome artwork. I want for the PSP, but it's much easier to copy the SD card on there. Vita is a nightmare. I wouldn't know, because I don't have one. De Hulk and Dr. Stange. Perhaps you should check that. What could go wrong? I don't know. I have no, like, moral objection. I'm just not interested. Racing Destruction Set. Ooh. See, now this is real code. It's a C. C! What is it anyway? Plotter labels. Typo deleter. Budget games. Yep. Makes me realize I need to change something in my script. Rough computer. Did I write this one in? I did. Atari Magazine jaar 3 nummer 1 Feb 1987. I'm wondering what would be the best thing to do. I think the best thing to do is to bundle these on Vinted. Maybe by year? I don't know, it's potentially there's a couple of complete years in here. That would make it a little more valuable. It's Kasparov again. The World Trade Channel! Ugh. XE Super. Expanded to 384K of memory. I do want to upgrade one of my Ataris, at least to 128. I know also that you can get cards that essentially upgraded to like 4 megabytes. But of course, most software won't really use that. Yep. That's that. This is year 3, number 3. June 1987. I was still pooping in diapers. And apparently, every now and then, peeing on my babysitter while they were changing diaper. You can still poop in diapers if you want. Hey, Bella SQ64! Thank you for the follow. Alien poop. So, stranger things have happened. Real-time clock. Whoa! Alright, that's also good. I don't know what this, like, communist fist has to do with anything. Magazine. Such. One more. From year number 4. Atari Magazine, year 4. Number 3, July 1988. I don't think I was pooping in diapers anymore at that point. I don't know to what age babies are in diapers. I'd be a year and a half old. Maybe I was still pooping in diapers, I don't know. This has a supposedly separate thing. Co-processors, baby! And one is not enough. It's Bubo Data Systems. Ooh. CAD is getting really cool now. just a couple of pals having a good time. Insert your favorite line from the movie Predator here. Turn your trackball into a mouse and joystick.
You're welcome, comrade worker. You want some vodka?
Fucking love Eva Cash. Oh, to discover games like that again. Home publisher. And then this is like
Insert. Or select.
a whole separate thing.
Use to complete.
Thank you for shopping at
Oh, didn't work. Now you lost them. Wait, it did work. What am I talking about? It was just late. It's late, and I'm sleepy. I've been sleeping okay, all things considered. I've been waking up on the dot at 6:17 every single day for like almost a week, maybe even more than a week, I don't know. And it's freaking me out a little. This has to be from a real comic book or something. They stole that. A Kit Bash Y-Wing. It does! The front looked like a Y-Wing, yeah. Four? Three, yeah. Alright, we made a dent into the list. We're back to a different magazine again, for once. At least for a little bit. It's Atari Info! Completely separate magazine. From the year 1987. Anything interesting happened in 1987? Unshift. Unshift. Got nothing to add. That's the first time in my life I've ever read the word unshift. Fuck off, logo. Go away, you turtle. Look, there's the naked turtle. Pervert. Little karate dude. There's a kid. Any more code. Microprose's flight simulators. Sid Meier. It's funny, huh? Does anyone remember Bill Steely? I don't know. People remember Sid Meier. Professional video productions on the XL, XE, and ST. ST maybe. XL? I don't know. A personal relational database system. In case you need it. Sid Meier's Alice in Wonderland. I remember that one. Another Atari info. Another Gynoid. Oh, this is a special. This is a listing special. Atari info. Listing special. 87. This is a picture of the average gamer. Looks like this, has toes for fingers, has apparently an attractive, large-breasted sex partner, but would rather play video games and have a great time doing it. Is this all basic? Is this all basic? There's some stuff. This is all programs. Check this out. I'm not gonna look through too much of it. Ah! They have Atari info. They also have Commodore info, Schneider info, MSX info, and PC business info. Of course. Groeten uit Amsterdam. We've now returned to Atari magazine. December 1989. Please show us an Atari Lynx. Oh, this is the last one. This is the final Atari magazine, according to this letter. It sounds like the organization is disbanding. It runs on volunteers. It costs too much time to run the organization and publish this magazine. They're giving up. That's too bad. They never made it out of the 80s. There is no, like, sad downfall, because this is still a... You know, it's not super thick, but it's not nothing. I feel like I've seen the rise and fall of this entire organization now. There's probably, like, a zombie organization that followed it on. Stacy, hello. Yeah, I know the Atari ST was really used a lot for music production. People enjoyed that. Like good MIDI powers. Xenon 2 Mega Blast. It was supposed to be an Apple II alike, so the music sector was a key target. What's an Apple II? Blair? No, I'm just kidding. Welcome, welcome. ST stands for 1632 because it has a 16-bit microprocessor, but an address space of 32 bits. I did not know that. XL stands for extra large. That's Santa Claus. Oh, this is sad. This is other Atari user groups in the Netherlands. That's it, the final SAG. It was Apple's first successful computer from 1977 to 1993, you nerd. Final issue. Sad smiley face. Sad sag dag. No more sag dags. Oh my god. Anyway, they're not in chronological order, so we have more Atari magazines to get through. Atari magazine, jaar 3, nummer 6, December 1987. I'm 1 year old. All right. So we only have 5 years of I wonder if I have a complete set. I do. It would be cool if I did. It's also big for desktop publishing. Most popular industry of all time. I know it says RobTech, but what if it said BobTech? Huh? That would be cool. It's a cool font. Ah, the cover is loose. I learned to type on an Atari ST with Mavis Beacon teaches typing. We had like a Mavis Beacon program at school, but I just learned to type from being awesome. One of my favorite Fight Like Ape songs is titled Mavis Beacon Annihilation. This is a little too wintry for me. So much code in this issue. Cool Atari logo though. It's a magazine. Touch. Cover leaf. Loose. Baby, we got laptops, baby! Yeah. Atari magazine. Jaar 5, nummer 2. April, mei 1989. Magazine. Touch. Nick Fleetwood. There's a rumor that Nick Fleetwood of Fleetwood Mac is involved with the development of an Atari keyboard. Nicholas Fleetwood. The famous Nicholas Fleetwood of Fleetwood Mac. Not music lovers, the writers. Oh yeah, baby, look at these laptops. The PC Folio. The Atari Stacy. Did that ever come out? Fleetwood Mac. Atari Stacy. Yeah, there are 4 models. This is what the Atari Stacy. I've never seen a video on the Atari Stacy. This is what the Wikipedia page says. The computer was originally designed to operate on 12 standard C-cell flashlight batteries for portability. When Atari realized how quickly the machine would use up a set of batteries, especially when rechargeable batteries of the time supplied insufficient power compared to the intended alkalines, they simply glued the lid of the battery compartment shut. Yeah, portable. Super portable. Oh, look at that tower. That's a big-ass tower for 1980 whatever. That's a workstation. Got bridge builder games already. Cobol. Loco. This is the Atari ST RAM upgrade. I don't have an Atari ST to RAM upgrade. Chrono Quest, Defender of the Crown. Zany Golf. That's another one that Ross's Game Dunger did. Monopoly. Emulators. Newspaper pictures. Oh, they look beautiful. Laby Rinth. Oh, math. We're not gonna... That's not acceptable. I'm not gonna do math. Ninjas are okay. The Atari Mega ST. The Atari Mega File 30 hard disk. 30 megabytes. Did I just already add this? Yes, I did. Okay, this is something else. This is the AcoSoft software distribution software catalog for the summer of 1987. AcoSoft software catalogus zomer 87. This would be an other. It's in Dutch. I don't know how this is. This look. There's. Is that? I don't know. How is this the cover image you use? How do you think this is gonna attract people? Anyway, let's look at some weird shit. Falcon. Let's start with educational stuff. Defender of the Crown, Deja Vu, Dragon's Lair 2, very educational. No, that's adventure. We've already moved on from the educational. This was educational. We're now on adventure. King's Quest 2, Leather Goddesses of Phobos, Rambo, Aliens, The Mist, Voodoo Island, Beachhead 2, Boulder Dash 2, Boulder Dash 3, Boulder Dash Construction Kit, Chopper 2, Deep Space, that's one of the prequels to Deep Space Nine, of course. Eggy, actual screenshots! Wow! Cinemaware. Interactive movies. Now playing at a software dealer near you. Please. Mr. Jaws is my father. Okay, Boulder Dash, Meaning of Life, Sailor's Delight. Oh shit! There's an MSX game called Oh Shit. You should be making notes of the ones you haven't played for future streams. MSX Oh Shit. That's a Pac-Man clone. Hold on. This is the cover! No, it's just Pac-Man. What's worth trying? That's the problem with games at this time. The cover art is wonderful to look at, but then the games themselves are nothing. It's literally just a Pac-Man clone. Don't forget the Ape Man Strikes Again. And Eggy. And Master of the Lamps. What would that be about? I don't know if I can stream. I don't know if I'm allowed to stream Red Lights of Amsterdam with music and speech. Oh shit, there's actual tits! It's strip poker. Not allowed to see. You're too young. It's just strip poker. Ninja? Ninja 1. And you know what to expect a Ninja 2. I just love that there's a game called Oh Shit. Oil's Well, I have that one. North Stream Leather Goddess of Phobos. No. Space Harrier. Star Wars. May have heard of that one. Star Games 1, Star Glider. The Legend of the Amazon Women. Should I stream that? Compilation Disc 1. Compilation Disc and Tape 2. Yeah. Supercellers. Sokoban. Gato. Helicopter Simulator. Jet. It's called Jet. Scenery discs, yeah. MSX Classic Series. This includes Oh Shit. If I ever get an MSX, I'm gonna have to get Oh Shit. Just so I can say that I own Oh Shit for the MSX. There's more tits here. Europe. You know. No shame. Bank Street Filer. Whoa. Create with Garfield. Create with Garfield Deluxe Edition. New from Eaglesoft. Chop Lifter Play Ball. This is Mr. Jaws? Good God. Looks AI generated. Integrated. Business simulation. American Dream, the business management simulation. Oh, thank you. Blazing Paddles. MS-DOS Starter Pack Utilities. Spy vs. Spy. Beachhead. You can barely read the title. At Scooter. Computer program. Scooter. Wonderful. Alright, this is another pirated thing. Programming. How? Yeah, this is all copied. It's cool though. I don't know what to do with this. I don't know if I could sell this. Copyright 1981 Atari. Yeah. What's it called? Programmeren. Hoe doe je dat? Deel 1. Manual. Dutch, but it's copied, found. Here too, this is it's kind of basic manual. I don't know what this even is or called, you know. I'm not even gonna list this, honestly. Not worth listing. This is a little cooler. Atacom. Computerblad Atari Club Groningen. Atacom. No problem, Ibler. Always happy to see you. Computerblad. Dus leave it at Atacom. Jaar 3, nummer 1. Oct. 1987 is a magazine. It's Dutch. Yeah, look at this shit. This is a real shit. This is not printed. Oh, yes, it is. Printed on the Nakajima All Printer Type NP 2200. This is printed at home. Wonder what kind of computer they used to make this. I'm guessing an Atari ST. Very cool. I wonder if there's more of these in here. Yeah. Very cool. Home printed sticker. Anyway, back to the grind. Atari Magazine. Atari Magazine. Jaar 5. Nummer 3. June. Joe. 1989. This is a cool design. This monster thing. And a cool skull, monster mouth, and like ab breasts. Oh, you got a six-pack? Well, my breasts are abs. It's a nerd. It's a fucking nerd. Oh, Booleans. Cool. Basics of 3D modeling. Tolkien? That's a name we all know now. Yeah, I don't got much to say about all these graphs. I look forward, once I've got the database complete, I look forward to sorting through it and seeing if I have a complete set. I don't know how many, I think 5 or 6 per year. PCBs are cool. This stream is not sponsored by JLPCB or PCBWay, nor will it ever be. Parts numbers, that's cool. That's done. I think we got time for one more. If I look at the sizes of these piles, we're a little more than halfway through. But of course, there was a lot of Dutch magazines that I just kind of brushed through real quick. So, Atari Explorer. We're back to English. Atari Explorer. Summer 1985. America. You fuck. The Games of Summer. ST Drawings. Baja Buggies. Oh, look at that cute little truck. We don't build motor vehicles. If we did, it wouldn't be a little foreign two-seater. It would be a tough 18-wheeler with load-carrying capacity. Meet Astra Big D, the standard by which every other disk drive will be measured. A double-sided single or double-density dual-disk drive. That's a lot of Ds. Video titling software. That's cool. Atari at Summer CES. There, the 260 ST. Home banking for Atari users. That looks like a guy who home banks. Sherlock Bones. Meet Sherlock Bones. The business of pet detection usually involves ordinary pets who inadvertently stray or get lost. How does Sherlock Bones find them? He no longer pounds the pavement unless a pet owner specifically requests his personal footwork. In 9 years of pet detection, he has developed techniques that enable pet owners to carry out effective searches. His methods include a consultation, professional quality posters, and using his Atari 800 XL computer to generate up-to-date mailing lists of all the relevant animal hospital shelters and vets in the area. I'm a little hesitant to Google Sherlock Bones. I'm extremely hesitant. Don't Google Sherlock Bones. You're not gonna find him. Atari Soft. They're out the whiteout. Bounty Bob Strikes Back. Yeah. Welcome to the ROM section. Atari Connection. Congratulations, you've just purchased the best personal computer on the market. Sherlock Bones is the name of a manga about a dog who solves crimes. I hope so. That's also the names of a pervert on an internet forum. Atari Explorer. Alright, we have one more. Oh no, it's really thick though. It's an analog. Look, this is what let's look at what we got through. This is what's left. This is what's left. This thickness. Alright. This thickness. So measure that in pixels. And this is what we got through and cataloged. It's pretty decent. I thought, oh yeah, this is gonna take 6 more streams. And who knows, it might, but I think 2 max. So that's nice. Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised by that. What do we do now with our lives, my friends? Apparently my bitrate is shit. We are going to raid into our good friend Noya in Rain, who is playing, if you're on Twitch, on the Twitch side. On the YouTube side, just go watch one of my videos again, I don't know. On the YouTube side, on the Twitch side, we're gonna raid into Noya. who is playing a little bit of Mario Kart. Please say hi. Thanks for hanging out. It's good to be back. I don't know if I'll be back next week. We'll see. It depends on what I feel like doing. I have other stuff to do. We're not gonna do this magazine stuff for a while. I'm gonna leave that for another time or whenever I feel like it. I heard, little birdie told me that today is the day. I will post a picture of swans in the Discord. I'm gonna try to remember that. If not, remind me tomorrow. Thank you so much for the resubs and the follows, and anyone who hung out and chatted or just watched or is seeing this as a VOD. You are a good person, and you deserve good things. Today's the day.
Thank you for enjoying the BOBSTREAM. I love you all.